This will be the largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. Coaches like to say, play the next one on the schedule. This one carries a little more weight, a mid-season top 10 showdown. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. The Badgers will put total leather and will get started. Fair catch called for and made. Line gets set, first down. To the ground with the back. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are now.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
29 Philly.
Here comes the option. Quick toss. And midfield, he's got room. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he was hard to bring down.
All the way down to the 25-yard line, they move the sticks. It's first down. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what...
Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TV.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard punt. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. He wants to throw. Fires downfield. Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Ripped off a chunk on the opening play of this drive. Now it's first down from the 48. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it. What a great job they've done in Big Ten play up to this point, and you see them now feeling as if they can accomplish something big.
No doubt, Reese, and I think it's a great start to the season. Like, again, you have goals and you have midpoints to the season where you're at right now. This is where you wanted to be. You wanted to be in the mix in one of the best conferences in all of college football, and Jesse, they're doing that in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they've been able to handle...
And he breaks into the open. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. Made a little something out of that run. He picked up a couple down to the 14. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these...
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one, and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Gets it out quickly. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Well, this offense is given a lesson right now on how to fight through adversity, because 1st and 2nd down was ugly. But they come up with that huge completion to now set up a manageable 4th down opportunity to keep this drive alive.
4th down, and this crowd is making it miserable on this offense. They'll go with a direct snap. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's perfect. So a drive there of 84 yards, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they want, and now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Cranking up a drive like that can really get you going. It's first down from the 44. Got out of trouble and throws. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender, understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go, and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Second down coming up. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Gets rid of it. Caught over the middle. It's Kingsbury. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch.
Nice job by the running back there on that angle route against zone coverage. He wasn't in a hurry. He was able to sort of find the soft spot in the defense and just gear down, make himself an easy target.
They're going to throw it again. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Snagged in the middle. It's Pigskin. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
He's looking for an open man on second down. He's going to run it. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
They'll try to drive ahead on third and short. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets to first down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
They're going to ride this running back. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Got his man quickly. Touchdown, Wolverine! What a catch and run for 6.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll call for the fair catch here. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Goes to the option. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Michigan 14, Wisconsin 7.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
And the Badgers come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with second and short. They go to the ground. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. Sort of getting in touch with their inner James White, Melvin Gordon, or Jonathan Taylor to pick up another first down.
I mean, it's just crazy the list of guys they've had play here in the Wisconsin tradition, and it continues, right? Everybody who's here, you're going to be featured. You're going to get touches. So, hey, recruits, you want to carry the football a lot? Come to Wisconsin.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
They'll run the option. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Snap it to the back. Finds a little space. He'll come through on third down as he's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
Well, it's a really nice job of the offense mixing it up on this drive. We've seen some nice plays throwing it, and how about that one running it too? Great push up front.
Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. From the gun, give on the inside.
Running back with the carry. Gain of 4. It's 3rd down.
Third down, and this crowd will blow out a vocal cord to help this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
It's good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Ohio State went on the road and just dominated. And that's one way to grab attention on a national level. Make a statement in someone else's building and prove you're legit. And did the Buckeyes ever do that? The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. What a snag by the defense. Looking for more room. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers! What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He's going to take off. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Man, that's so frustrating. It happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
After run, now throw. Using the quick game.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Got it in the middle, it's Moore. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. The option look. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try the toss to the left. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And another nice gain by the offense. All right, defense, we got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play after play, having a lot of success. How do we break the rhythm? How do we give them something that can create a tackle for a loss or a sack or something to get momentum back on my side?
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. I have to put that first down behind them. It's 2nd and goal from the 11.
3:25.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Touchdown, Michigan! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. A 69-yard touchdown drive, and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Just about set to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this week.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack. Get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
Long incompletions are okay. We got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big-time points.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to get to him. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. Oh, he had him out there, and he was trying to compensate for that speed, but just a little too much distance.
That's just greased lightning, so you think, I can't overthrow this guy. I'm going to throw it out there and let him run underneath it just a little bit too far for the speedster.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Kingsbury. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Wolverines send out the punt unit. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. At the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Fires one high and deep. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Wisconsin, 17.
Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop anybody. We got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game. So the pressure's on them here in the second half, David.
Yeah, and you get the ball first. And so it's been a high-scoring first half. You get to go out here now and make a statement. Start this half, say, listen, we're going to keep scoring points, and then maybe help some, alleviate some of that pressure on your defense.
Pulls it, fired complete. And he's wrestled to the ground. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Really nice job by the defense. Here in the second half, they've got to have the mentality with the lead. If we just don't give up any more points, we get the W. We got to make big plays on 3rd down. They made a big one there.
Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a second time. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. The expressway is wide open. Touchdown, Wisconsin! They take the lead with the 6. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments.
And when you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
In other scores around the country, Slippery Rock 45, Tiffin University 35.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. SMU is ahead in this one. This team plays a fun brand of football there in Dallas, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by 4 over Oregon State. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The give. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes in it.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Working that left side. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? Wants to go up top. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
Yeah, and the QB decided to take it himself. He got a little bit of pressure, you can see, and decided to take off, scramble, and couldn't get the first down. And now it's 4th down decision time. No matter where it is on the field or what the distance is, you know there's a chance. We still might go for it.
Maybe a tad out of field goal range and way too close to punt it. Kind of in no man's land, so they'll go for it on 4th down. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Maybe a little long for a field goal. Definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice here as they'll go for it on 4th down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. The Wolverines pick up the first down. They needed less than a yard, really too far to kick a field goal, a little too close to punt. Really not much of a decision here.
And I really don't care where you're at on the field. 4th and inches, I like me to get inches, and I'm going for it, especially when you're on the side of the field where you long field goal or maybe just punting the ball. Nah, go for it.
You'll pitch it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. He sends 2 wideouts right, 2 to the left on 2nd and 9. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Makes the catch. It's Moore. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. He caught it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. The big tight end, always able to make the defense pay.
And tight ends have evolved so much in football. When these guys are like wide receivers now, you see why. Got the athletic ability, the big bodies, throw to them and make big plays for them.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. He'll call for the fair catch here. Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like,
He wants to take the top off. He's got it inside the 30. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And that option game can be tricky, right? But nice job by the defense playing assignment football. And watch the linebacker, you can tell. Locked in on the quarterback, chases him down, gets to him. Not only gets to him, doesn't let him break a tackle, gets him on the ground.
On second down, he'll fire. Quickly complete. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him.
Touchdown, Badger! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I'll tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great.
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
And that is a great job by the defense, containing and constricting the pocket. There was nowhere for the QB to go, and he did not have a lot of time. He went down quick.
They'll try to put it in drive this time on second down from the 22. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And they'll knock him down.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was second and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Well, this defense is on its heels right now, especially trying to stop the run. They're just not being physical enough. They give up another run right there for a first down. Someone's going to have to step up and make a play.
He's going to pass. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Direct snap. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like, the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
On third down, going up top. coming after him. Turns it on in midfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
This guy just gives you headaches. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of his spot.
Knocked down at the 25-yard line, picked up 10 there, and gets a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Buying some time. Lets it fly. A strike downfield. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Memphis needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Bluff City behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Western Michigan. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. Keeps it and gets the first down. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it.
Well, you wonder how this guy is so dynamic. It's because of his speed. You simply can't coach that. You saw it on that last carry.
The inside handoff. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. The pull and throw off the RPO. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
On 1st and 10 from the 38. Pulls and fires complete to the right. And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They'll go with a direct snap. He breaks a tackle. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knock that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34.
I'll tell you what, when those little guys make those physical plays like that, it kind of jacks everybody up in the huddle because it's usually the guy breaking ankles, but he's like breaking tackles. Now he's giving you some serious energy.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Pressure coming. And they can't make the connection on third down.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Pass on the way. It's picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that is a back-breaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting the push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Trying to make magic with his feet.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he will just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
On third down, he drops to throw. They're bringing heat. Keeps the legs moving. Buys a little extra time. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here.
Nice job by the defense getting after the QB. He's trying to scramble around. He's trying to go get that first with his legs, but he's not able to do it because of the speed on defense.
This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it, and they convert. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on fourth down right there and getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution and make it happen?
To the air, it's Kennedy. On the run, fires downfield. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? The Wolverines headed quickly to the line.
And man, I tell you what, I just love his instincts. You can tell when the ball's being passed, he sees it, and he breaks on the football. That's why he's in the top 10 in interceptions this season. Just such a great feel in the passing game, and you got to be careful when you attack him.
Nice run there, picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays.
Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? He'll try to take it back. At the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return.
How about that play by this defense? The offense trying to salt the game away with the lead. Defense makes the biggest play of the ball game, getting the pick, finding the end zone, and taking the lead late in this ball game.
This one's big to make sure they can't beat you with a field goal. He's got it, and the lead is up to a field goal. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
It's really nice when you're an offensive coach and you can basically attack the whole field. When you got an arm like this and you can just, boom, put it on the line, it's really nice to have it.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers.
Slide 22. Slide 22.
They'll throw it on 1st down. He's going for it all. And it's caught inside the 30. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Dances away. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now through the play caller and certainly through the quarterback that you're going to have time to throw.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. Still plenty of time for this offense, but this probably their final drive under 2 minutes to play. Using his legs to buy some time. They've got the screen set up. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the 1st down.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the 1st down.
Comes out throwing on 1st down. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
In other stores around the country, Slippery Rock, 75.
After the big 1st down sack, it's 2nd down. On the move. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
At the 19-yard line. Timeout, Wisconsin.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Dances away from the heat. Bought a little time, lets it go. Pulls it in, it's Russo. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You know, in a 2-minute situation like this, you've got to find your best players on the field. When you've got one of the best wide receivers in the game, that's the guy that you need to be throwing to as often as possible in a 2-minute situation late trailing.
And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that first down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the fourth down conversion.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Final seconds of the game. They can just take a knee and eliminate all of the drama.
And you're exhaling, too, at this point, because this was a hard-fought football game, David. It could have gone either way. At the end, it was this team that made the most plays, made the fewest mistakes, and they've earned this victory formation.
And by the way, there's nothing more frustrating in the world than playing defense when they take knees. Like, it's a helpless feeling. There's nothing you can do. You have so much rage inside you. You just want to hit somebody so hard, and they're just taking a knee, and you just got to take the L.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Snap it to the back. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Off the RPO, fire right, trying to convert.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. And on a critical third down here in the fourth quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That guy.
Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. After the stumble earlier this year, a lot of people wrote this team off. People might be searching for spots on the bandwagon again now.
Yeah, give this coaching staff a lot of credit too, Reese, because they made a few tweaks and adjustments schematically to their personnel as well, and they've really now seemed to find a nice rhythm.
And it's hard to find that early in the season, but the good teams figure out who they are, what they do well, and you could tell they're starting to get in a groove, figure out who does what well, and maximize that and accentuate that.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.